Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm glad you're here. If this is your first visit, don't forget to subscribe because I'm covering the complete CBSE Class 12 Informatic Practices syllabus with easy explanations, revision notes, practice questions, and board exam preparations. Students, today we are going to learn about SQL, which stands for Structured Query Language. SQL is a standard language used to communicate with databases. Whenever we want to store, retrieve, update, or delete data from a database, we use SQL commands. It works with relational database management system, that is RDBMS, such as MySQL. The syntax of SQL is simple because it uses English-like commands such as select, insert, update, and delete. SQL is widely used in schools, colleges, banks, hospitals, railway reservation systems, and online shopping websites because it can efficiently manage large amount of data. Students, can you name any application that stores large amount of data? Pause the video and comment the answer below. So let us start features of SQL. SQL has many useful features. It is easy to learn because commands are simple. It is a platform independent, meaning SQL works on Windows, Linux, and Mac. SQL allows multiple users to access the database simultaneously. It maintains data integrity, ensuring data remains correct and consistent. SQL follows ANSI and ISO standards, so the same commands work in different database software. SQL retrieve data very quickly, even from a huge database. It is supported by all major RDBMS like MySQL, Oracle, SQL Server, etc. That is why SQL is one of the most widely used database language in the world. Students, can you see why do banks use SQL? Pause the video and answer. If you doesn't know, comment me, I'll give the answer to you. Let's discuss SQL data types. Before storing the data, we must decide what type of data each column will contain. So here int stores whole numbers, example 10, 25, 100. Decimal stores the numbers with decimal points, for example 89.75. Character stores the fixed length of text, example gender, either it can be a male or female. Varchar stores the variable length text, example student names. Date stores the dates, example today's date. Boolean stores true or false values. Choosing the correct data type saves memory, improves speed, and prevents invalid data from being stored. Let us start SQL commands. SQL commands are divided into five categories. That is DDL, data definition language, DML, data manipulation language, DQL, data query language, DCL, data control language, and TCL, transaction control language. So let us start. What is DDL? DDL is data definition language, which is used to create or modify database objects. Example, the commands create, alter, drop, and truncate are the data definition language commands. Data manipulation language, which is used to insert, update, and delete records. Examples are insert, update, and delete are the commands used in DML command. DQL, which is used to retrieve the data. Example, select. DCL, which is used to give or remove permissions. For example, grant, revoke. TCL is used to manage the transactions. Example, commit or rollback are the commands which are used in a TCL commanding language. Let us discuss DDL commands. DDL commands defines the structure of the database. So here we can create the command using create, which creates a create tables, which is used to create tables, alter, which changes the structure, and drop, which deletes the entire table permanently. Truncate which deletes all the rows but keep the table structure. Rename is used to rename the table which you have already created. So DDL commands automatically save changes. So therefore, they should be used carefully. Aggregate functions perform calculations on multiple rows and return a single value. So here there are a number of functions, that is count, which counts the rows, sum, which adds the values, average, which calculates the average, maximum, which finds the highest value, minimum, which finds the lowest value. So these are the functions used in the SQL commands, whereas these functions usually ignore null values. So below there's a video where I'll show you the live examples how these aggregate functions works. You can see the examples of aggregate functions. So I have used a database called SchoolDB. So in that I have created a table called student. So I'll show the table. So you need to type select star from student. So you'll get the table and whatever the values inserted in. Here I have entered 10 records, that is from roll number 101 to 110, with these are the names and these are the classes. They are male and female categorized and marks and from which city they belong. So let us start the aggregate function. First, we will demonstrate DDL functions, that is how alter is being used. So let us start. Alter table student. So alters table student on which add phone number. So I want to change the phone number. I want to add phone number. So I will be adding phone number here. Add. So mention it as phone and mention the data type as varchar of 15 because mobile number consists of 10 numbers. So you have mentioned it as 15 numbers. So enter. So you can check the query has been updated. To check whether that column has been added or not in the table. So you need to type describe student. Then you'll see whether that column has been added or not. Yes, extra column is been added. Okay. So here you can also rename the table to student to students using the command. Using this command you can rename it. Rename table student to student details. So it will change it. So you can show tables. You can write show tables whether the table name has been renamed or not. So you can see. So the name which I have mentioned in this database as student has been changed to student details. Okay. So aggregate function will start. First we will go with count. So select count. So you must mention star because we are checking for whole how many records are there in the table including the null values here from student. So student details we can mention. So you can see the count has been given. So now sum function you will do it. So you need to write select sum. As a argument we must pass it as marks. Okay. So you have mentioned as marks from student details. student details. So you'll get sum of total marks of the students you'll be getting here. And then average. If you want to find the average, you need to type this command select average, and you must pass marks as an argument to that, so that you'll get the output from student details. Student details table. Then you got the average and then maximum marks in that particular table. So select max of marks from student details table. So you got the maximum marks of the student and then minimum marks. The same way you need to do it. Select min of marks from student details. So you got the minimum marks of the students. So here group by, how we will group the group by is used, like 12th A, 12th B, 12th C are there. So how you can get the average marks of each class. So this is an example how you will do it. So use the code select class average of marks from student details group by class. You must give group by class so that it will give you from which class there is an average, from which class how many students are there and what is the average marks of that. See, 12th A you'll get so and so, 12th B so and so marks, 12th C so and so marks. So there are three classes are there. Using this you can get the average marks. Okay. Then having. So how having example will work, having clause will work. Let's see. So you need to type this command select class average of marks from student details table. We must mention student details group by class. We must mention the class also because we have different classes like 12th A, 12th B, 12th C. Having clause we should use where average marks is greater than 44. Having average of marks greater than 84. So we'll get these are the classes where average marks is greater than 84. So hope you understood. Subscribe for more updates. Thank you.